Hello students, I hope everybody is doing well at your place. Now in my last video, I taught you how to convert rupees into paise. So how did we convert rupees into paise? We multiplied the amount of rupees by 100 and then we added paise to it. But in today's video, I'll teach the opposite of it. I'll teach you how to convert paise into rupees. So let's see how. So first of all, always remember that rupees 1 is equals to 100 paise. So the first question, 5409 paise. Now we have 5409 paise. Now this amount we have to convert into rupees. So what are we going to do it now? We will divide this number by 100. So 5409 divided by 100. This line, the fraction line, is also known as the dividing bar. So that means when we have drawn a line, when we have two fractions, that is the numerator and the denominator, so that means that both the numbers are eligible to divide. So let's divide. Now how do we divide these two numbers? We have two zeros below. So let's shift the 0 towards the left hand side. 1, 2 and put a decimal. Now where you had put a decimal, just put a decimal here. And then before the decimal, the numbers, they represent rupees. So rupees 54, and after decimal the number represent as paise, 09 paise. There's no need to write paise because after decimal both the numbers, they represent paise. So 54 rupees 0.09 paise is the answer. Another example I'll give you. 20,050 paise. Now again we have to divide the whole number with 100. In the previous video we have multiplied by 100 so that we can get the amount in paise. But when we want back into rupees, so we will divide it by 100. Now there are two ways of getting the answers. If the 0 is there in the last digits, so then we cut 1 0 with 1 0. Now these two zeros will not cut because these two zeros are in the center of the numbers. You cut the 0 when the 0 is at the last. Now how many zeros are left? 1 0. So you will come and shift here. So the answer will be rupees. Now before decimal, all the numbers will represent rupees. 0.5 and 0 is exceptional. You can write 0 and you cannot write 0. Both the answers will remain the same. Another method is you don't cut the zeros and you just shift the zeros from below. So we have double 0. So 1, 2 is equals to rupees 200.50. Both the answers are same. So any method you can opt for. Now in the third example, I'll teach you how to get the paise into rupees when you have a two-digit number. For example, 12 paise. You have only 2-digit number here. Is equals to 12 upon 100. Now how do we get the answer? 1, 2. So here the decimal came. So rupees 0.12. And you don't leave the decimal alone. So I have added 10. If you write rupees 0.12, that is also correct. I have added a 0 because you don't leave decimal without a 0. So the answer is rupees 12 paise. $20 paise. Now again there are two ways to do this sum. First way is 20 upon 100. Now 0 is there at the last. So we can cut 1 0. Now how many zeros are left? 1 0 is left. So we will just put a decimal here. Is equals to rupees 0.2. And another way of doing without cutting is 20 upon 100. So we have two decimals. 2 zeros, sorry. 1, 2 is equals to rupees 0.20. 0.2 and 0.2 zeros, both the answers are same. But if the answer would be 0.02, so that is a difference, because here is also 0. This 2 means we have 20 and this 2 means 2 paise. 1 0 has added, so it has become 2 paise. Fifth example, 5 paise is equals to 5 upon 100. Now please watch this sum very carefully, because we only have one digit on the top and we have to shift 2 times. So let's see how. 1, 2. So here the decimal has come, is equals to rupees point, and here is 5. Now when you find there are nothing between the decimal and between the numbers, so you always add there 0. I'll do once again with another example. 6 paise is equals to 6 upon 100. Now 2 zeros are there and there is only one digit. So how do you do? 1, 2. Wherever you have stopped, just make a darker dot. Is equals to rupees 0 and then a point, and then there is nothing, so we will leave and we will write 6. Now the answer is incomplete, so we will add 06. If we will not add 06, that means the answer is 60. But here we are converting 6 paise, so 60 cannot come as the answer. So that is why I have added a 0 before 6. So that means the answer is 6 paise. Seventh example is 200 paise. 205 paise. Now the zeros are in the center, so then we will not cut the zeros. If the zeros will be like this, 2005 0, then we can cut the 0 which is at the end. 2 zeros are there, 1, 2. So here I have made a darker dot. So wherever the darker dot starts, that means the paise are starting from there. That means 20 rupees and 5 paise. Here what will you do? 20,050. You can cut a 0 and then you can just shift 1, or you can just don't cut zeros and you can just get the answer. The answer will remain the same. To avoid confusion, you can avoid cutting also. You can just shift the number of zeros. One last example. $100 paise. Now how did we get rupee 1 out of 100 paise? Is equals to 100 upon 100. Either we cut both the zeros, so the answer will be rupee 1. Or if we shift the zeros, 1, 2 is equals to rupee 1.00. If after decimal the answer is coming with 2 zeros, then the answer we can write it as like this also and in this way also. So I hope you understood the video.